Hey guys, good morning. I hope you guys are doing good, or Grand Rising for those who like to use Grand Rising versus Good Morning, or whoever doesn't know what Grand Rising is. But hi, good morning, guys. I just want to check in with you, see how you guys are. Mm, ooh, ow. Once you put coffee in the fridge for a while, it's really good. It's like highly concentrated. Hi, hey, okay. I know that there are people in here, but I know my phone is probably a little delayed on my end. At least the chat's probably delayed on my end. Let's see. Hi guys. Yeah, I wanted to see like how you guys were doing. As far as your feminine energy, how your dreams have been, if you guys are sleeping, not sleeping. I've been having some pretty crazy experiences. There we go. There they are. I was like, I knew people were in here. I just figured the chat was a little delayed. Hey guys, for Justice and Truth, Lilith, hi. I like that name. Nalisa? Oh, that's kind of cool. I haven't heard that name before. Hey guys. So yeah, how are you guys? Because I've been having really weird experiences personally. Well, not weird. I mean, I know what they are. They're just really intense experiences, and I haven't been sleeping, as you can probably tell. Last night was the first night of good sleep I've had in a little while. Excuse me. Let's see. Hey, good morning. Sweet blessings. Hi, Manuela. Hi. And I know there's also some stuff going on with counterparts, with like feminine energy, masculine energy within ourselves, and of course, externally going back and relating to counterparts. I'm probably going to do a reading on it today. Let's see. I finally made a live. Hi. When it's a very impromptu live, and I'm still kind of waking up, so I'm a little slow. Haven't been sleeping well either. Okay, okay. Yeah, I know there's been a shift with masculine, feminine energy. Excuse me. Venus has been in the pre-shadow for retrograde for about a week now, and that's also a part of it. So I will probably doing an energy shift reading. I've been kind of like dragging my heels on it, if I'm being totally honest. Let's see. Good morning, Rodin. I've been having crazy dreams. I'm glad you're sleeping, though. I'm glad you're sleeping. Excuse me. My stepdaughter can't sleep. I'm trying so hard to help her. Good morning. Dealing with spine issues. Ooh, and heart expansion, big time. Ooh, oh my. Okay. My dreams have been a little weird for sure, and there's energy interference. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been experiencing that too, myself included. I felt a shift. So glad you're doing a live. I felt a really weird shift this morning. Okay, so it's interesting you guys are feeling it at different times. I felt the shift probably like a few days ago is probably when I felt it. Oh Lord, look at my circles. um, yeah, so I will be doing a reading on it, but I feel like feminine energy is coming into this place of a lot of reflection, slowing down, reflecting on like what feminine energy is creating. Also like there's a need of like restoration, I feel, on the feminine side. And that's gonna allow masculine energy to gain a lot of momentum, to get a lot of work done, and to also go through finish their birthing process. Let's be real, finish their birthing process because it's taken a long time. Keep in mind that is within all of us individually. So every single one of us is going through that. Excuse me. No matter if you identify as a divine feminine or a divine masculine. And then if you if you do have an ongoing dynamic with your counterpart, you'll also be seeing that in your dynamic as well. I can't remember my dreams much lately, but I feel like during the day, I get visions, but they quickly pop up in my head and I forget again. We'll try to keep like a notebook handy, or like you can always record them really quickly before they go away. I know I hate when that happens. It makes me crazy. I've been feeling like my ancestors have been calling me to tap into universal remembrance. Yeah, there's also some ancestral stuff coming up for people, like a lot of like roots, like ancestral roots, galactic roots, even like childhood stuff, because a lot of people are still working through like inner child stuff right now too, because that's coming up. Like all about where we came from is coming up right now, because we are in a major part, like a major period of change, and a lot of us are trying to not only like change our lives but help other people change some shit. And when you go through that much change, it's like sometimes you do need to reflect on where you've been. So that's also part of Venus energy as far as like creation is concerned. Also reflecting on relationships, that's a big part of Venus retrograding as well. My DM and I are not doing well. Things went really bad yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, soul sister. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this recently. It is really important to kind of be alone right now. And I don't mean be single, I just mean like to be in your own energy and your own space right now. If you're part of like the collective that is waking up and going through an ascension, you need to be doing that, right? Like anyone who is in that crazy energy of waking up, there's panic, there's fear, they have no business being around other people right now. They got to be alone. And then those of us who've already ascended and who are kind of at the forefront of this, I think have really needed our space as well to kind of recalibrate our energy while they're freaking out, right? Because we are so sensitive and we can always pick up on what's going on and we are holding space. That takes some calibration on our end. So, like, for us to kind of get used to that. And then once we get used to that, we can go ahead and start getting together with people who have ascended, people who have woken up, people who are, that we're supposed to work with, supposed to deal with. And of course, those of you who are following the waking up of the gods, there's definitely supposed to be some collaboration coming together of gods as well. But we all needed that space and alone time, okay? We definitely have, but some of us are ready to come together and some of us aren't. So that's also a weird thing that's happening, and it is because of this delaying of masculine energy being reborn. I think that, okay, so, whoa, that's so crazy. That's interesting. My guides just told me this. Interesting. This is part of the delay. Those who are identifying as divine feminines, and I want to say identifying because we all have masculine feminine energy within us, right? You hold your counterpart's frequency, you know? That's so fascinating. Those who identify as divine feminines have been ignoring their need to go through a death process or their need to address their own masculine energy within themselves. And that is like that's a factor in the delay. That's interesting. And that does make sense, actually. That does make sense. Wow. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, some of us need to be alone right now. Some of us need to start getting together with other people. I think you'll know what boat you're in. You know what I mean? I think you'll feel it. I think you'll just get it. I think if you're ready to come together, you've already been going through a lot of processing and a lot of expanding within yourself in the last couple months, or at least the last month. You're so freaking right. Makes so much sense. I think my Libra is on their way to a spiritual ascension as well. He's been asking about getting in a relationship, but I told him, let's be slow with it, very slow. Venus in retrograde is a big deal. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. I think that's probably a smart idea, honestly. We need stability to come in first, right? Before we can like really enjoy things, I think is also a big like note to kind of put out there. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I've been having my own weird shit with like counterpart stuff. And I think that's also why I've been resisting doing a reading, even though my guides have been like, it's time for a reading. And I'm like, is it? Is it really? I don't know. But I will do it. I will do it. It feels very needed, especially once we get like into May, when we have Venus retrograding and Jupiter retrograding and Saturn retrograding and the nodes switching. May's gonna be crazy, guys. May's gonna be really crazy. Yeah, once we hit May, there's gonna be so much shifting, but I feel like it's gonna be really good. I feel like it's almost going to bring in like positive, like refreshing, I can breathe energy. I think it's gonna bring in a lot of that. And then once we hit July, I think we're going to enter the second phase of this reset, awakening, ascension, whatever label you want to put on what we're going through. Yeah, it's like up and down, up and down. It's ebb and flow, right? Oh shit, I missed a super chat. Hold on. Tyler Evolving, thank you for the 4.99. Is it possible to be a divine androgynous? I feel both energies equally. Yeah, because we all have both energies. We all have both energies. And it's interesting because I do think that that might be a part of where we're heading to, like further down the line, is like recognizing you have a counterpart, but finally being able to own both energies in a balanced way. I think that's also a big part of it. There are some people, galactically speaking, who have roots in more androgynous origins, like myself included. So yeah, absolutely, because we all have masculine, feminine energy, and understanding that and getting more into like understanding that we have what I've been referring to as like blueprint frequency is what I consider to be a counterpart frequency. They have your same frequency that matches your blueprint. right? That's what I've always kind of referred to it as. I think we will come into a place where it's like, oh, you have my matching blueprint frequency. That makes you my counterpart versus you're the masculine, I'm the feminine, because we embody both energies, you know? I think we will move to a place of that kind of understanding. Michelle, hey, thanks for the 333. Thanks for being a light. Oh, no problem. No problem. Doing my job. I love my job. Let it be. Thank you for the 1108. Oh my God, I made an early live. Well, thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Oh, coming in fast. I want to learn more about balancing masculine, feminine energy. Excuse me. Balancing those energies is just about being balanced within yourself. You can try to like do things that, like, if you're not really in your feminine energy, you can do things that would be innately feminine to you and what it is to you. Like all of this stuff, guys. Excuse me. I get questions like this all the time. Everything that you do with your own energy is unique to you. I can tell you, try this, try that. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll work. It's going to be different answers for different people. So, as far as balancing your own masculine, feminine energy, it's about what's balanced to you. What's balanced to you with masculine, feminine energy is going to be very different than what's balanced to me with masculine, feminine energy because it's what you identify as masculine and feminine to you, right? Some of us lean really heavy into our masculine and need to be more in what we identify as our feminine energy. Some people are really leaning into their feminine and need to do more of like their own masculine work. But it is person to person, and when it comes down to it, it's all about your own personal balance. And honestly, if you just focus on it like that, about being aligned, making sure your chakras are all working online, making sure you're taking care of your body, making sure you're taking care of your mind and dealing with your emotions and doing things that make you happy and are really aligned to your higher self, you're going to be balanced. If you're doing those things, you're most likely going to be balanced. Let's see. Clairvoyant Psychic, hi, thanks for the 4.99. Why am I having such a hard time getting back online in tune with spirit? This was my life and now it's almost non-existent. It's okay. We all go through those periods and some people are going through that right now with everything going on. Yeah, with everything going on, I think that's just really what it is. Sometimes we do go through those periods where we do kind of need to be a little disconnected sometimes, and that's okay. I think what's important is just embracing that that's what's happening right now and not to force getting reconnected. You already want to, right? That's half the battle, right? That's half of getting there is just wanting it. I think it's okay to accept not like being in a period of not feeling that connected and just really embracing that and whatever's coming with that. Let's see. It's the ebb and flow to it. Tyler Evolving, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you again for another super chat. Let's see. I feel historically masculine energetically, but recently been opening my heart chakra. Yeah, I'm residing in my feminine, feel more integrated than ever before. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I know like it's hard for some people to get to that part, and that is like having the heart chakra opening is painful. So I'm glad you're there. Had a strange dream last night about a war. Uh-oh. Practice sitting deep in your pelvis. I do feel like my masculine side's coming out, but in very shadowy manner. So that is something else I've noticed about masculine energy right now. Because of this whole rebirthing process has been very slowed down. There's still some resistance there. There's also this like, and maybe I should just like wait to do this in the reading. Oh, I guess I'll reiterate it for the reading. But I've been feeling this weird like resentment a little bit between like from masculine energy to feminine energy. I've been feeling like a little tinge of it, which is like really strange. It feels really weird to me. Because again, this is also within ourselves and then manifesting externally. Yeah, like I don't want to like do this. Like, yeah, it doesn't feel so good. It doesn't feel good. And people are still kind of acting out, lashing out. We still have that influence from the full moon. Hold on a second. Oh, I can't say your username, but thank you for the 1111. I had 2 dreams with snakes in the few weeks. One was I retracted back into a glowing blue pool. The other, the tail was severed, and I was in the process of healing it. That reminds me of Rahu and Ketu for some reason. That reminds me of Rahu and Ketu, even though I think it's more like the head was severed, not the tail, if memory serves. I haven't studied Vedic in a while, if memory serves. But that's what that reminds me of, which is like the nodes are switching in May. Rahu and Ketu is Vedic and refers to the north and south node of the moon. Like, it's equivalent to that in tropic and Vedic. That's interesting. I don't know what your nodes are. I don't know if what your rising sun or moon are, if they're Gemini or Sag or Cancer or Capricorn, but it might relate to that. Um, I can't I can't see these usernames. They're so tiny because I'm on my phone. Thank you for the 1122. Just wanted to say hey. Hi. Been through a lot of transitions spiritually, and your words and light have been a blessing. Oh, well, thank you. Um, yeah, I've been feeling this weird resentment between like masculine and feminine energy, and mostly from like masculine side, and it doesn't feel good. It really doesn't feel good. It feels kind of icky. And so I think that's just part of like needing to go through the whole death and rebirth process without like having resentment, without resisting. I think that's really what it is. I think like whoever may be experiencing that, because I can feel it. I can feel it. So maybe the whole collective is, but I feel like some of us are feeling it more than others. Um, those are masculine energies that are resisting. And so, my divine feminines, if you are resisting your own masculine energy within yourself, or you're resisting some kind of processing with your masculine energy within yourself, you might also be feeling this ickiness. Christina, thanks for the 4.99. Love your content energy. It's been a blessing. I've been seeing 1222 so often for so long. Are you familiar with the meaning behind that number? So when it comes to numbers, guys, I always say this. If you're seeing repetitive numbers or synchronicities, more likely than not, it's just a reminder that you're on your right path and you're doing your right thing more often than not. Yes, you can always break down numbers to try to get exact meanings, but if you really like do that over and over and over, you'll start to realize it's all basically the same message. It all comes down to the same message of you're coming into an amazing time. You're coming into a time where you're supported by spirit. You're coming into a time where you're surrounded by love, but from spirit. It's like, it's all this reassurance and reaffirmation that like, hey, we're here with you. You're doing the right thing. You're on your path. And like, it's a big like thumbs up for the most part. There are very few that I find are outside of that realm. Like 555 is like, okay, a big shift is coming for you. Like that's like that one always like really stands out to me numerologically speaking. Like 1222, I feel like that's really about alignment within yourself because it's the twos, right? It's like twos are all about like the pairing, the duality, the two forces coming together to merge, right? To create. The one is the self. Yeah, and if you add all those up, you get a 7, which is you're on your divine path, right? So yeah, if you're seeing repetitive numbers and synchronicities, more often than not, it's just a reminder that they're there with you. More often than not. And again, you can always look up these numbers to find if there's a deeper meaning, but it's usually about that. Let's see. Good morning. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing better now that I've slept. Arlene, I saw 2 eagles yesterday. Eagles. I fucking love eagles. 555 is also a tower moment coming for me. Yeah. 555 is always associated with the tower. Um, Arlene saw an eagle, and a turkey vulture in my dreams yesterday. Oh shit. Yeah, birds have been interesting. There's been a lot of birds that have been around me, but I'm also a bird person, so I always figured that that's probably what it is. Let's see, clairvoyant psychic. Thank you for the 4.99. I messaged you on Facebook a while back. You're probably bombarded, I understand, but from one reader to another, would you consider linking? Yeah, with Facebook, I definitely don't check it. I'm actually been considering deleting it. So if any of you have been messaging me on Facebook, I don't really check it. I've been finding Facebook to be very parasitic. And it's been like hard for me to even like hang out on there or even like engage on there. And as far as like linking up with other people and other light workers and other readers, when I'm guided to link up with people, I do. And I've noticed that when people come into my life, like I do get drawn to a message when I normally don't look at messages. So if I do link up with people, it's because I'm basically instructed to. Tatiana, thanks for the 9.89. How do you know to trust the future decisions you face, as in moving to Oceania after you were betrayed? Just because very intuitive, I trusted the first move disaster. Wait, how do you know to trust the future decisions as you face, and as in moving to after you were betrayed? So Tatiana, sorry, that's kind of like, it seems like a very complex question. It seems like there's other factors involved in there that are very like personal to you. The way that I go about my life is I do go about my life using my intuition. I do go about my life just knowing what's right because I can just feel it. I can just tell. Like with moving here, I've known since probably summer of 2019 that I had to leave. I knew in my gut, like every time I go and move somewhere, I can feel how long I'm gonna be there. Or how long I'm supposed to be there. I can just feel it innately. And where I was living, I was like, I moved in and I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be here for very long. Like I just knew it. I just felt it. And then once December came around, it was very clear where I was supposed to move. And then I tried to, and then I got distracted with some cycles that I probably should have closed out and I didn't really get a chance to close. Well, I dragged my feet in closing them out. And we all do that. We're all human. So I stayed longer than I should have. And then once that cycle was done, I was like, why am I still here? It's like, wait a minute, why am I still here? I need to go. I just need to go like now. And I just knew exactly where to go because I just followed my intuition. I don't know how else to explain that to you guys because I've been asked that question a lot. Like, how do you trust? Like, how do you trust? How do you know what your intuition's telling you is right? Your intuition's always right. Firstly, your intuition's always telling you what you need to know. Always. It's just a matter of how you react to it and what you do with it, right? Your intuition always tells you what you need to know. I can't move through my life without trusting myself. If you don't trust yourself, you don't really have a good compass. And I don't mean to I hope I don't offend anybody saying that, but it is just the truth. If you don't have any trust or faith in yourself, you don't have a compass, right? And you need that compass. We do. We all need that compass. And trusting yourself is a decision. It is. It's a decision to agree with yourself. It's a decision to say, this is correct. I am correct. What I'm feeling is correct. And that's a decision to make. And some people don't realize that it's a decision as opposed to, I just can't do it, right? That whole that's self-perpetuating, right? I just can't do it. I just can't trust myself. How could I be right? How could I be right? You got to have that confidence in yourself and just make that decision to understand that you are correct in what you feel. Let's see. I miss that state so much. No, it's true. Just trust. And I know sometimes I can come off a little blunt, especially the last few months as I've gone through a lot of shifting and changes within myself. I know I can be blunt. I'm just blunt. I've just accepted it. I just accepted it. Let's see. I kind of do up a need to bring it back more. I needed this message. Okay. Let's see. You're right. Oh, going so fast. Can we be overpowered by outer sources to be self-sabotaging things? Another complex question. We can always self-sabotage. It doesn't really matter what the source is. We can always self-sabotage if we have any doubt. Can that come from external energies like people? Yeah. It can even come from stuff that you watch, like media, and the ideas that you get from that. Anything that you expose yourself to influences you. Put it that way. Anything you expose yourself to can influence you in some fashion. Positive or negative is however you want to classify positive and negative. So yeah, we are always affected by external sources and forces, but we always have to check in with ourselves in order to understand that we're acting out of our own energy versus someone else, right? But we are influenced by everything that touches us, everything, including people. I'm the queen of self-sabotage. Oh, magical oasis. Well, at least understanding that you have the propensity to do that. We all have the propensity to do that. We've all self-sabotaged at some point in time. We've all done it. Scorpio Sun, thanks for the $10. It feels so amazing when you finally give into trusting yourself. Check out Aaron Dowdy. He's awesome. He's interesting. He's an interesting guy. I don't resonate with him. I'm just being totally honest with you. I don't really resonate with him very much on a personal level. And I'm glad that some of you guys do. If anything he's had to say or share has helped you, then I think that's really positive. I personally don't resonate with him. When you receive notifications, it is louder than your voice and we can't hear you. Wait, say that again? When you receive notifications, it is louder than your voice and we can't hear you. I didn't receive any notifications. I didn't receive any notifications while I've been on this live. He's very commercial in my opinion. During meditation, I was swallowed by a white crow. Oh my God. Do you know what that might mean? Oh shit. I just got the visual of that as I was reading it. I was like, oh, oh God, that sounds intense. A white crow. White crows, white ravens are very divine. They're very magical. That's typically about like needing to trust your faith. Yeah, it's usually about needing to trust your faith and having that belief, not being stuck in programming, not being stuck in like conditioning. Interesting, and you were swallowed by it. Oh, it almost feels like your higher self is like trying to like scream at you. Not scream at you, I probably shouldn't say it like that. That's almost what I get from that. Like your higher self is trying really hard to like get you to listen or to like to get you to pay attention to something. Um, oh my God, you guys, all these super chats. Taylor Montero, thanks for the 9.99. I wanted to send you so much love and gratitude. Do you think the astral dream space will still be clearing out a lot of low vibrational energies? Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm still doing that myself. It is exhausting. It's so exhausting. Chiffon, thanks for the 1111. I think that's how you say your name. I apologize if I mispronounce it. I just never get to catch a live and wanted to show some love. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Samantha, thanks for the $10. Morning Water Baby. I sent you a message on Patreon. Are you still considering editing your Balmy Spirit episodes? If so, let me know. I have a channel, so I'm great with edits and would do yours for free. Oh, well, thank you for the offer. I'll consider it. I'll definitely consider it. I'll consider it. There's a lot that I'm doing right now with Balmy Spirit in like in the background. I will consider it. Thank you for letting me know. Amani, thanks for the 4.99. I'm a Cappy Sun Scorpio Moon. I feel super connected to you. Will make sense that you do with those placements. How to detach the feeling of wanting new love. I'm tired of thinking of it. LOL. Actually embracing it and addressing it, I think, is really important. So actually, I'm gonna talk about that for a while. Oh my God, all these super chats. Guys, slow down the super chats for a minute. I'm like trying to catch up. I really appreciate it though, but I'm trying to catch up. That's actually a really important thing because I think a lot of people struggle with that, with like releasing the the feeling of wanting love and wanting to be loved. It's okay to want those things. It's so funny because it's like I talked about this on Patreon. Patreon had a whole monthly for Capricorn about this. It's okay to want those things. Oh no, it was YouTube. Sorry, it was YouTube, not Patreon. It's okay to want those things. There's nothing wrong with wanting those things. It's about not relying on it. I think you need to sit down with yourself and get a journal, get some pen paper, and literally just start talking to yourself about it. Like write it out. Like, because I almost feel like you have pain attached to wanting that. Like it's almost like it's painful for you to want love, or you're associating it with pain, or it's just really hard for you. If you just sit down and address why that is, I think you're going to be very surprised at what comes up for you. But I think you need to do that because I think it's going to help you to accept that it's okay to want those things and to also realize that it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't have to be a negative thing, not to put you on blast or anything like that. But I do feel like there's pain there around that. And I think that addressing that is going to be very key for you. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I can't say all these usernames. Thank you for the 222. Infinite love to you, beauty. Thank you for being a vessel of light and divine guidance. Can't wait for the divine feminine, divine masculine reading. I've been seeing 555 and feeling this massive energy coming towards me as I align with my dream. Oh, yeah. Some masculines are not in a good place right now. Some masculine energy is not in a great place. Collectively, like I said, there's like a delay. Collectively, there's a delay. But I think that is, you're doing the right thing. Seriously, you're doing the right thing. And yeah, I'm excited to do the reading too. I think there's gonna be some interesting stuff that comes out from it. Aaron Daddy seems more into materialistic focus and not spiritually focused. Oh shit, I didn't mean to start this whole conversation about him, guys. Clairvoyant Psychic, thanks for the, oh my God, girl, thanks for the $14.99. The hardest but necessary thing I have is being my own therapist. You did a Libra reading one time about being our own critic and how hard that is. Yeah. It's all I do all the time, super hard, but necessary. There's nothing wrong with having high standards for yourself, but there's a difference between that and being hard on yourself, right? So as long as you're not being hard on yourself, I think that's really important to like be gentle with yourself. And when we're gentle with ourselves, we can nurture ourselves. Justin, thanks for the 199. Thank you for sharing your energy always. Julie G. Well, thank you. Live keeps dropping. I don't watch him constantly, but he has helped in meditation process. You deserve the super chats. Oh, well, thank you, Magical Oasis. I just feel bad because then I gotta catch up and then I get like behind. Um, oh, hey, Oka Visions, I just read your thing. I had a dream of roaches crawling on my back, and that's where I usually feel psychic attack, which has been happening, lots of craziness. Yeah, if you see, yeah, well, and that's very indicative of like psychic attack. If you're seeing like roaches on your back like that, like in dreams, that's usually indicative of that, like anger. It can be like anger is being sent to you in some fashion. Let's see. How's the ghost? Oh, there's been some developments in that arena. I will talk about that in a minute. Let me just catch up. Amani, thanks for the 4.99. I was in a empty well calling out hello on a meditation. What's your interpretation? That you don't feel heard? That you don't feel heard? You don't feel acknowledged? You feel like people ignore you or even abandon you? Again, not to be so blunt. Deborah Salazar, thanks for the $10. I've been in a letting go process, healing lately. I feel like silence has been conquering my voice, not so much. I've been going through a breakup, not heartbroken, but calm. Okay, strange space for me. Well, that's okay. I think that's okay to be there. That's not a bad place to be. Clairvoyant Psychic, thanks for 4.99. Should I start back up on YouTube or is that a wrap for me at this point? Last one, I swear. What do you want to do? Do you want to do YouTube? I think that's really what it comes down to. Do you really want it? If you don't really want it, you're not like 100% gung ho, like excited about it, I don't think you should. I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, if you're not super excited about the idea, if you're really like, it could be like this, like you're not excited, like the fire is not there, then I don't think you should. Let's see. Okay. All right. I made it to the bottom, guys. I made it to the bottom. Stephanie, thank you for the 149. Needless to say, bad things happen to those elite egotistical sheep. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Oops, my bad. There are a lot of ghosts right now. I thought I got rid of it, but I think I said again today. So yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit because it's part of my crazy experiences I've been having. So some of you know that when I got here, there was a ghost, there was a man here. I kicked him out. Oh shit, guys. Oh gosh, guys, hold on. Right, thank you for the 9.99. Morning, Rodin. I've been a part of your soul community for about a year now. Oh, thank you for hanging out. Excuse me, sorry, that was really loud. I'm hella glad we're all in this live right now. I just wanted to ask if you're comfortable sharing your perspective on Lumeria. Let me put a pin in that because I do want to catch up here. Jessica, thanks for the $20. You make me smile. I am a Cancer, and everything you say makes my jaw drop. You've been feeling my vibes. You always hit the nail on the head. The moon is controlling my emotions. I think I'm in the masculine. It's okay to be in masculine energy right now because especially if it's your own, it's important to work through it. So the ghost, and then talking about Lumeria. I'll be honest with you. I don't have much of an opinion on Lumeria. I don't. I think it's the same reason why I don't have much of an opinion on Atlantis, which I did a whole live about, and then I did a Balmy Spirit episode about that one. If you were in that live got very deep and very interesting. Yeah, got very deep. And I think with Lumeria, I think it's that same thing. Like my galactic origins, I feel like has actually historically, how do I say this? My galactic origins, my galactic history has kept me in a state of being very like separated from other galactic beings. And I think that's why with Lemuria and Atlantis, I don't have much of an opinion. With Atlantis, it was more like, I don't want to go there. Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. And I think that relates more to like the Atlantis wound and like abandonment, where I don't think I was abandoned. I think I did the abandoning, which is like, I apologize. I apologize. I really apologize. And Lemuria, I think it's that same thing where either I wasn't, how do I say this? I wasn't part of the mass event. And so because of that, I don't feel much about it. So that's why I don't really have much of an opinion on it as far as like what I feel, and I haven't received many downloads about it either. And again, I think it's because I don't have much of a history with it myself. And I think that's why I don't get downloads about it. Other people have, obviously, because a lot of people talk about it. Now as far as like ghosts and stuff, so a lot of you know that when I moved here, there was a man. I kicked him out. Then I got a lot of then I got poltergeist activity, and I calmed it down. I never really figured out what it was, and this is going to be interesting to you guys. I never really figured out what it was, but I did what I had to do. I did what intuitively seemed right to me, and then it stopped. It was like a whole ritual thing. And then the other night, uh, then I had Visitation from Galactic Beings. Now, I've interacted with Galactic Beings before. I've interacted with them in the higher dimensions when I sleep, when I travel. I've had a very insane, like personal experience that I had that I had with other people. There are other people there with me when I had this experience. But the other night was almost a little too intense for me. It was crazy. I know that they come and hang out because I feel when they're here. I can feel them and I can hear them, like when they're here and when they're around. And then that night I was like, oh, they're here. And then they started making all kinds of noise that I was not used to. And it, like, I'll be honest, it actually put me, like, my ego got triggered. My ego got really triggered because they're making all kinds of noise, scaring the hell out of Clyde. Then they were in my house making all kinds of noise. And it was like, and I had my shield like up. Like I was in super defense mode, like my space. I don't know what you want with me. Maybe you're here for benevolent reasons. Maybe you're not. I'm just defense, defense, defense. And because I was like shielding myself so much, it's like they couldn't really interact with me, but they were still hanging out. They hung out for like 4 hours. Like I did not sleep at all that night. I didn't sleep at all that night. And the next morning, I was like trying to figure this out. And I realized obviously they were there for benevolent reasons, but I just asked that they come, like when they come back, because I was told they would come back, that if when they come back, to not do it in such a grand, noisy way, like that's just not cool. Like interact with me in the astral. If you want to interact with me in such a physical way, that's fine. Just don't be so like noisy and like noisy about it. It was too much. It was too much. It was a little too much. And then that night, after I like, had that sit down and set that intention, then I had insane poltergeist activity again. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I dealt with this. And this time it was bad. Like before it was like things were being thrown, cabinets were opening and closing. This time furniture was moving. And I was like, what's going to be like the next thing? What's going to be the next thing that happens? And then I had a talk with a friend that really helped me out. And it was like, okay, it's me. It's me doing it. And I admit a part of me had always kind of felt like it was probably me that had like, that was, it was either my energy was getting out of control, my emotions were getting out of control, or it was like I was developing a PK, something in that realm. And I didn't really want to believe that. Deep down, I kind of knew, but I was like, no, it's got to be this, or no, it's got to be that. It can't be me. It can't be me. It was me. So yeah, I just have to be better about making sure that I'm really working through my emotions and making sure my energy is really in check so I don't like cause any poltergeist activity. And I think that's what it was. I think because I was so startled by the visitation that my energy was still crazy and like that. And I was feeling it in my chest too. It was just like all this anxiety like in my chest, like almost like I couldn't breathe. It was really intense. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't want to admit it, but I was like, fine. It's me. It's my fault. I get it. I'll keep my shit in check. Got it. Yeah, so hopefully that helps some of you. Let's see. Hold on a second. How to distinguish your own emotions from the ones you are absorbing. That takes practice. That comes with practice, and practice takes time. Every empath, I think, goes through that. And even though, even from time to time, sometimes we're not good at like keeping up with checking in and with our own energy versus like someone else's, but that comes with practice. That comes with practice. Remember when you said some of your followers are having dreams about you? I literally just had a dream about you. Insane. What does that mean? Oh, I'm a dream walker. I go in people's dreams all the time. All the time. And I do think it's because my higher self is actually a guide for other people. And I think it's almost like more of a direct way for me to help guide people. I think that's really why I do it. I think that's really why I do it. Pressure is being applied to both sides. Yeah. Let me go all the way down to the bottom. I didn't realize I was behind again. Dream walking must be exhausting. It is. It's very exhausting. When I get to sleep, yeah. Even though it's very exhausting. Let's see. In my dream, you told me to focus. Okay. Well, yeah. I think that is what what most people say. Like, you told me to focus, or you told me that like not to do this, or you told me that I wasn't putting my energy in the right place. Um, let's see. What's your handle? Just came in. What are we talking about? Oh, we're just rambling. Rambling about all kinds of stuff. We talked about a lot of interesting topics. I just finished talking about alien visitations and poltergeist stuff that I've been dealing with. And so that was the other thing too. Like when I accepted that it was coming from me, I last night, no noise. No noise at all. And I was like, okay, I get it. My bad. My fault. Okay. And I have created PKs before, just one time before when I was going through puberty, but a lot of people who have abilities do that when they go through puberty. But yeah, this was whole next level. And I think it's also because of everything else that's going on right now. My abilities have changed just because of where I am. Every time even before I moved here, when I'd come to and visit here, my abilities would be amplified or change in some way. So living here has been an interesting experiment on my abilities. So I think that's also part of why it's been so intense. Because even when I went through puberty, the level of poltergeist activity was not like this. Like it wasn't like this. Like my TV would turn on and off, things would fall off shelves, you know, doors would lock, unlock, stuff like that. But this, like, okay, wait a minute, like the couch is moving. Like this is not cool. Um, let's see. Thanks for all you do. I experienced pain in my lower abdomen when lucid dream a project. Does that mean something? It probably means that like your root or your sacral needs to be paid attention to, or it's overworked. So I would just focus on that. That's also really big right now for most people, the root chakra. Please make sure your root chakras are like really in check. And I've had to obviously do a lot of work on that myself. Oh, that was quiet. I was like, what's moving the camera? Once you found out it was from you, what did you do to clear it out? You just address your energy. You address your energy. And even like before I really accepted it was me and had that conversation with my friend, I went out for a walk. I went for a long walk and I went down to the creek and I just, excuse me, sat by the creek and did Reiki on myself. And I could feel that like I could feel that anxiety like leaving my chest. I put my feet in the water because I've also been recognizing how much like root work is really needed right now for everybody, myself included. And so when you put your feet in water, it does help cleanse, especially if it's moving water like a creek. And I could tell I really needed that. I knew energy was like hemorrhaging out of my feet the last few days because I could feel it. Like when energy is like hemorrhaging out of you, like your hands or your feet especially, you'll feel it. Like it's really hot. You'll sweat there. They'll be red. Sometimes they'll even be itchy. And it's like I knew I was hemorrhaging energy. So I cleared up my feet. I cleared up my energy because I did Reiki on myself and I just allowed myself to relax. I allowed myself to calm down. I and also releasing fear was a big part of that because obviously my fear was really triggered. And guys, I'm not used to that feeling either. I'm not used to feeling terrified or really scared. I'm not used to that feeling. I don't feel that very often. And so feeling it was like very unnerving because I haven't felt it like that in such a long time. And I had to get that out of my body, right? And, addressing your own fear is really important in doing that, for that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's how I did it. I spent a lot of time outside, and so I didn't get any work done yesterday, but that's okay. I had to prioritize myself, you know? My legs were itching for the past few days. Maybe I need to do Reiki, healing myself in the tub. Yes, yes, most definitely. I was also getting that too while my feet like were hemorrhaging energy. I was getting like weird little tingle pains and shit like all through my legs, and I could tell it was energy. Yeah, taking baths are really good too. Hot showers, like hot showers, and just like let it hit a part of your body that you're having trouble with. Oh, that feels amazing. Any of you who are earth angels or galactic beings that have wings, like if you're a bird person, definitely make sure you're always when you shower that you're letting hot water hit your wings. Like make sure that you do that. Like not only does it feel amazing, but it does help to cleanse energy out of there and release energy. I do find that people who have wings, they do tend to have a lot of back stuff, or they tend to have a lot of spine stuff if they're not really like taking care of their energy. My legs were super itchy yesterday. Yeah, that's a sign of needing root work. That's a sign of needing root work. So go outside, Go outside. I know we're not supposed to right now, but go outside if you can. Even if it's just to your own yard or to the front yard. If you live in an apartment, just go to the front and put your feet in the grass, whatever. Whatever, right? Let your feet touch the earth. Like, let your feet touch the earth. Try to do grounding exercises if you can. Eat root vegetables. Talk to your family. Get in touch with like your ancestral roots, like all of that kind of stuff. Okay, really important for the root work. I'm so happy you're overcoming that. You're a bomb ass light worker. Oh, thank you. And like, well, and it's interesting because it's like I said, deep down I kind of knew it was me, but I didn't want to accept it. I just didn't want to accept it. So it's not really a matter of like overcoming. It's just once you fully accept a problem, you can pretty much take care of it right away. And I have had experience with PKs. Even when I first talked about it, I don't know if it was here or Patreon that I first talked about it, but I even said that I was pretty sure it was a PK. Like at my first gut reaction when I encountered it, I was like, oh no, this is a PK manifestation. I was like, is it me? And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's not me. Mm-mm. It's gotta be someone else. It's gotta be the previous owners or something. Yeah, I was just like, nope, 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 that'd be. But no, it was. Yeah, I'm sorry I keep missing your super chats, guys. They're just coming in really fast. Hold on. Let me go back here. Oh my, I missed quite a few. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my bad. Just want to make sure I catch up. Okay, I think that's probably about it. Harry Hart, thank you for the $2. Oh my God, missed you. I didn't go anywhere. You know, guys, I do find it funny that like once I started doing the check-in readings, people are like, you're back. I was like, I never went anywhere. I was always here. I was always still here and I was still doing readings, just not as often and not sign readings. I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, I didn't go anywhere. Kat, thank you for the 1111. How can I tell if the energy feelings I'm feeling is mine or my counterpart's energy? We're in separation. So that's the thing. You are your masculine and your masculine is your feminine. So I was talking about this a little bit in the beginning. You are each other, like you do feel each other's energy because you are connected on that level. But as far as like pushing the avatar's energy out, which is probably like the better distinction, right? Because your true counterpart frequency, their higher self, everyone loves that energy. Like that is untainted energy. That is energy that is not attached to ego. So when people say like, oh, I'm feeling my counterpart's energy and it doesn't feel good, you're probably feeling their ego more than anything. And when it comes down to it, it is about setting your boundaries and learning how to energetically push them out. Oops, sorry, notification. And learning how to like push their energy out. And that takes practice, that takes time. You can even ask your guides for help in this. You can even set the intention that you will no longer feel them. You could even just try to like make yourself very busy and distracted with focusing on other things and focusing on things that make you focus on yourself in order to push that out. But that's really what it is. You're feeling their ego more so than anything else. Angela, thanks for the $5. Beautiful soul, your recent gem reading helped me break the toxic cycle. Yes, I'm finally free after 4 years of narcissist abuse. I appreciate you so much. Well, I'm really happy for you, and that makes me happy to hear that, especially someone who like myself has suffered narcissistic abuse. I know what that can do, so I'm really happy you're out of that situation. Diana, thank you for the $10. Hello, WaterBaby. What does it mean when you hear someone calling you until you wake up? No one is there. What does that mean? It's either your guide or it's someone who astral to you trying to get your attention. It's funny. My mom always says I do that to her. That's usually what it is. It's usually a guide trying to talk to you or someone who's astral to you. It could even be a spirit if you're a medium or have mediumship. It could even be that. But yeah, I know I do that to people. My mom especially. She's like, yeah, I was sitting on the couch and because my mom, she's in and out of sleep really easily because she's a Leo. I love that Leo energy. Very jealous you guys can sleep so much. And she's like, and I just heard mom. She's like, I didn't want to turn around. Boss Mama, thanks for the 333. Sending love and light energy to you. Oh, I do got my coffee going. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to catch up. Ignore my hand. Okay. I can't say your username again, but thank you for another super chat for the $10. Had a Reiki session for the first time and my back and neck were so stiff for a few days after. What was that? Oh, that's interesting, to be stiff after the fact. To be stiff after. I almost feel like you weren't done. if that was the case. I've never felt stiff after. I've always felt very like loosey goosey. So if you were feeling stiff after, it could be that maybe you were unconsciously tensing up, or there's more work to be done, is what I would say with that. Mimi, thank you for the $10. Can you tell us about Lyran starseeds? I can tell you what I know about them. Hold on, let me put a pin in it. I just want to catch up here. Immaterial Soul, thank you for the 1111. Excuse me. Okay, so Lyrian starseeds. It's interesting because the beings that visited me the other night were Lyrian, which I think is very interesting because I'm Carrion. But what do I know about Lyrians? Lyrians I know are the felines, the aesthetics. Scorpio Sun, thank you for the 1111. Any advice on methods to access the Akashic records? Love your guidance always. Okay, hold on. Putting a pin in that. Give me 1 second. Akashic records after Lyrian. Okay. Here's the thing with galactic stuff. Here's the thing with galactic races. If you go as far back as possible, as far as like what we know, you'll find that basically a lot of these races have descended from other races, right? Essentially, most people believe that the initial races were the felines, carrions, and then like descendants, coming from there. Lyrans being more on the feline side. I do believe they have their origins more from, if you go back like Andromeda, and then splitting. I know that they're benevolent. I know they're benevolent in nature. I know that they also were involved in the Orion Wars as a benevolent force, but we know the Orion Wars did not go so well. Okay, we do know that, we understand that. But that's mostly what I know about Lyrians. But like I said, I'm also Carrion, so I haven't spent a lot of time understanding Lyrans. So it's interesting that they've been visiting me. I find that to be very interesting. But I know that they are allied with Carrions, as far as my understanding is concerned. Everybody has different theories. There's a lot of different information out there. And when it comes down to it, if you're having personal experiences with galactic beings, I think it's really important to understand that it's your experience and whatever you're getting from that is your truth. So I think that that's really important to make that distinction. Hold on a second. I think I missed a couple super chats. Beatrice, thank you for the $9.99. GW smiles, dealing with abandonment wounds during this time, inner child wounding. Yeah, sheltered alone at home, struggling, feeling I can fall into my divine purpose and finding that really is. How do I lean in? Oh, God, that's a loaded question. It's a process and it takes time. It's not going to be overnight. And as you're dealing with stuff, more often than not, when you're dealing with such intense wounding like that, that's just what you need to focus on right now, because you can't see where you're going if you have blocks in your way. And a lot of that kind of wounding creates blocks. So I know it's hard because I can almost feel like you're getting restless about it. I think it's really important to focus on you and your healing right now. Once you focus on that and get through that and just really nurture yourself through that process, take care of yourself through that process, you'll start to see your path. You will. But you clearly have to start, take care of all of that stuff first before you can understand where you're going. Let's see. Okay, all right, we're back. We're back and we're updated. We're back at the bottom. Can someone tell me if someone can manipulate the card reader's energy? Can someone manipulate the card reader's energy? Are you asking like if someone from YouTube can like affect my energy while I'm doing readings? I mean, I would say most readers are experienced and powerful enough to create their sacred space before they do readings. Some people don't create that sacred space. Some people do. As far as being affected by energy, it's like, again, every reader is different in who they call in for protection and how they create their sacred space. But I think most readers are responsible enough to create the space accurately so that doesn't happen. Let's see. Harry Hart, thank you for the $10. I totally forgot to ask, do limousines have any meaning in dreams? Oh, excuse me. I kept waking up and having a similar dream with the same limousine. It kind of made me afraid in the dream every time I saw it. Oh, that's so interesting. I don't know if limousines have a specific meaning or not. Clearly it does for you, right? Clearly it does for you on some kind of level. And the fact that you didn't feel good about it tells me that it's probably not like a positive, happy thing to be seeing it. You might be associating it with something from a previous life. It could also be that. Like, if you don't feel good about it, you don't feel good about it. And I think it's important to take that away from it. Let's see. Trust your intuition until you see that limo in real life. Yeah, if you start seeing that limo in real life, like run and duck, run and hide. How do I keep physically seeing energy balls moving around me? You're just seeing orbs, you're seeing energy. That's all it is. You're just seeing energy. Can you be a dream walker and not even be aware of it? Yes, you can. I was not aware of it until people started telling me, and then I started to actually have experiences where I could tell I was doing it. And that's the thing. Like, I think that's why I didn't recognize I was doing it for so long, because Akashic Records question. Okay, yes, sorry, my bad. Sorry. I will right for this. Akashic Records question. Akashic Records question. Because my experiences are so fast with people when I'm doing it, that's why I don't remember it unless it's a really intensely profound experience or it's something that relates to like the collective at large. Okay, sorry, Akashic Records question. The Akashic Records, think of it like VIP, okay? Not everybody has access to it. Not everybody does. Some people do, some people don't. I've only had access very minorly. I probably could get more access if I asked. You could always ask. First and foremost, you could always ask and just say, can I see? I want to see. Can I see? Am I allowed to see? I feel like I need to see. Can I see? You can always ask your guides or ask source and just set that intention of like, hey, I really want to see the Akashic Records, or I really want to see my records and whatever, right? But it is a very like sacred thing. So not everybody has access to it. Some people do, some people don't. But I would start with just asking and putting that energy and intention out there and seeing if you get access. Honestly, that's what I would say about that. Kitty, thank you for the $2. Karina, thanks for the 555. I feel like I may be a light worker, but I don't really know my purpose yet. At times I feel aimless. How to go about figuring out why I'm here. That's interesting. I think I just answered that for someone else. Honestly, guys, I find that we all find our paths after we authentically step into our energy and authentically step into what we want. If we're having any hesitancies, if we're feeling held back, if we're confused, there's some stuff that we got to work on. There's some stuff that needs to get dismantled within ourselves that can cause that confusion. And sometimes that's programming that's rubbing up against our authentic purpose, right? Like getting us confused and like falling back into programming. Sometimes it's people can get us confused because, like I said earlier, we are affected by whatever we come in contact with and whoever we come in contact with. We are influenced by that, whether we want to believe that or not, we are. So if you're confused about your path and you're feeling aimless, I think it's really important to sit down with yourself and really dive into why you feel so aimless. What is confusing about your situation right now? What's stopping you from doing certain things at that moment? What are you really happy about? What are you really passionate about? What do you not like in your life? What's really not making you happy about your life? Like really diving into those things and dealing with those things. Because when you deal with the fact that you're not content or that you're aimless and you find the root cause of that, then things start to become clear. Blocks can start to be removed and you can start to understand what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be going. But it does start because there's something there that you're not understanding about yourself versus your path. Let's see. Brown Fujita, thank you for the 199. Been connecting a lot with, I can never say that. I know it's the whale people. How do you say it? Is it Cetacean? Cetacean. I don't know how to say it. The whale people. I love that, by the way. I did have a dream with them recently. I had a dream with the whale people recently. Kathy, thank you for the $14.99. There we go. Are people wanting to find truth or a path? I think people either. I mean, truth is truth. Truth is truth. Authenticity is authenticity, right? I mean, everyone wants that, and everyone also wants to understand their purpose. It comes to people in different ways. TMS, thank you for the $10. What does it mean when you smell a masculine in your home? Oh my God. Especially when you recognize the smell. I knew the smell because I was around that person that day. You're either sensing them energetically or they're astraling to you and you're sensing it. That's what I would say with that. Diana, thank you for the 1111. How do I contact my spirit guide? And do I know if I am a medium? With connecting to your spirit guides, again, that's also something that takes practice. They're always there. They're always there. They're always ready to talk to you, always willing to talk to you, always wanting to help you. If you sit down and you start to just talk with them, like just start asking them questions, Start trying to get guidance from them. When you meditate, I don't know what that is. When you meditate, try to open yourself to being able to sense them. It takes practice. It is not an overnight thing. You're not going to all of a sudden be hearing your guides like in every single way possible. And people hear their guides and see their guides in different ways. Some people hear them telepathically. I would say most people hear them telepathically. Some people hear them auditorily. Some people see them. Some people feel them. Some people get touched by them. Some people only see them in their dreams. It's different for everybody. So if you are not sure if you're really in touch with your guides or not, I would just keep practicing it. And if you're hearing them telepathically, like I said, most people do, you can start to distinguish when it's you versus them. Like if it's just you, talking with yourself, there's a lot of like using of I, like, do I need to do this? Should I do this? If you're hearing you need to do this, or you need to understand this, or you're having something come in from out of left field, it's usually a guide. It's usually a guide. It takes practice. It's not an overnight thing, guys. It's all love, tarot. Thank you for the 555. Hey, beauty. Energy has been super high in the AM. Seen a mermaid traveling at the speed of light. Have a good day, Rodent. Oh my God, that's so cool. Have a good day. Let's see. Thank you for the 1111. It's pronounced Moniz. Oh, sorry about that. Moniz. Pisces Sun, Scorpio Rising, and Pluto. Cappy Moon. My son shares the same B-day as you, 1024. I had a dream. I told you this along with other things. I resonate with you so much. Well, with all your placements, it makes sense too why you'd resonate with me. But I think that's really cool that your son is in my same birthday. Mermaid Sea Wolf of Art. Thank you for the $5. Should I continue writing my book? Why should you stop? Why would you stop? I mean, I think it's, God, sorry. So many things want to come out of me right now as I was reading that. Creative outlets are really important, especially right now. And Venus, like I said, is in the pre-shadow for the retrograde, which means we are kind of reflecting more on our creations, which is probably why you're wondering if you should continue writing your book or not. I don't think there's any reason you should stop. As long as it's not like taking away from other things that make you happy, I think you should continue it. And if it is, then maybe just reduce the amount of time you're putting into it and start putting energy into other things that make you really happy. But I don't think you should stop entirely. Leilani, oh, I love that name. Thank you for the 777. I had a dream where a being was about 9 feet tall. I thought I was being abducted. He had me sit in a chair, and I levitated and spun around a tiny, messy room. You probably did have a visitation of some kind, or you're probably encountering them in the higher dimensions for sure. Let's see. Leilani, thank you for the 333. Okay, there we go. I'm back at the bottom, guys. I'm caught up. It was scary. It sounded like 1,000 sound bowls at once. Yeah. It almost sounds like you were in like the 10D or 11D. I woke up and my ears were in pain for about 3 days. Any idea what this meant? You were having an encounter with them. They were probably teaching you how to levitate. They're probably trying to educate you or trying to teach you. But yeah, being in that kind of a dimension is really hard on the body. I had to go to 11D for one encounter that I had with them. And that was painful. Like I could feel my vessel was like, whoa, this is too much. Like, whoa, this is kind of intense. Like, blah, like it didn't feel good. It was a really harsh frequency to try to handle. So yeah, I think you just had an encounter with them, and I think they were probably trying to teach you how to levitate. Let's see. A Bomby Square episode on effective meditation practice would be cool. That's the main reason I found Aaron Dowdy. LOL. I know you don't resonate. But the point is, meditation is so important. It is important. I think meditation is very, very important. And I have wanted to do it. I've had trouble in my mind visualizing it. So like that's how I work, and it's probably why I do manifest a lot. And I think it's everyone's manifestation methods are unique to themselves. And like I think I just found like my recipe. If I can't visualize it, I can't manifest it. And I know that. And usually if I can visualize something, I know it's meant to happen. Like I know it's going to be taking place already. If I can already see it, I know it's going to happen. I just know. And I haven't been able to see me doing that. I've wanted to, and every time I've literally sat there and I've tried to see it, I'm like, I can't see it. Like I can't see how it'll work logistically. And I've thought about it and I've tried seeing it, and the fact that I can't get either of those online, I'm like, yeah, for some reason I can't manifest this right now. And I guess because, to be honest, I find meditation to be such a personal experience, I think that's what it is. Because I find meditation to be such a personal experience in how it's done, how people find it comfortable, uncomfortable, that I'm like, how could I teach something that has such a variety of understanding to it and a variety of preferencing to it? And obviously, like, there are teachers who teach meditation. Obviously, there's a lot of them out there, but I haven't been able to picture that for myself in teaching other people. Hold on, I know I missed some super chats here. Let's see. Saji, thank you for the $10. Hello, I remembered your Sedona Galactic Origins video back in December. Oh my God, it feels like years ago, doesn't it? It seemed that you predicted the coronavirus back in December. Can you elaborate on your thoughts on the virus, etc.? I will put a pin in that. Let me catch up because that's going to be a lot of talking. So hold on. I will coronavirus. And remind me if I forget, because I'm not going to forget. I will remember. I'll remember. I can't see that username. Neros, thank you for the $10. I saw myself as a snake person with wings. Ha! Yep. Everything links me to reptilian folks and how they're evil. So I'm having an identity crisis. LOL. Anyway, thanks for your time and energy. I also have some information on that and why some people get confused about reptilians. Oh shit. I need a pen and paper. Okay. Coronavirus, reptilians. Coronavirus, reptilians. Coronavirus, reptilians. Coronavirus, reptilians. Karina, thank you for the $9.99. Hey, beautiful. I hope you're doing well. I jumped on my brother who passed, was actually live. We briefly spoke before I woke up. Oh, I love that. I love that he like hung out with you and visited you. And you know, I know people have those experiences. I almost knocked my drink over. I know people have those experiences, but I think that's really sweet. I just got like a really warm, fuzzy feeling from that when I read that. Isabel, thanks for the 555. Hello, hope you're well and happy in your new home. Why do I feel my DM's energy is contrary to his words? Because normally the higher, not normally, no, I'm going to take that back. Because sometimes the higher self is in a very different place than the avatar. Put it that way. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, I did not forget about the coronavirus question or the reptilian thing, because there's something really important about reptilians I want to put out there. Let it be, thank you for the 1108. I'm still in the beginning stages of my awakening process, so I talk to myself a lot more now, and it's almost like my moon sun, I think is those emojis, and ascendant always have meetings and how we go about things. Well, I'm glad that you're going through your awakening process smoothly. JB, thanks for the 333. Okay, reptilians and the coronavirus. So reptilians, I think this is something that happened a while ago that I think not a lot of people have talked about. It's something that I put two and two together, and also talking to my other friends who've gotten downloads about this. So reptilians, yes, they're known as like the snake people. They're known as that. They're known as like, obviously reptilian people. I think that is an identity that parasites have taken on. Okay. I think that snakes, the snake people, whatever you want to call them, lizard people, they have descended from Carians, and they're not evil. They're very powerful. It's Kundalini energy, right? Think about Kundalini energy and that awakening creative energy that comes from that kind of power, that kind of energy. And I think the parasites took on that identity to try to own that power. And I think it has confused some people along the way. So if you're dreaming that you are a snake with wings, there's a reason for that, because you come from that race, you come from that line, right? It doesn't mean you're evil. It just means that there are parasites that have taken on that identity to try to harness that energy for themselves and confuse people in the process. So that's my little spiel on that. Now the coronavirus. I've talked about the coronavirus a lot, like when it first became a pandemic. Oh, Brooke! Oh my God, Brooke. I can't say this on here because it's public, but there's something I gotta tell you. JB, thank you for the $2. This is one of the readings you did for, was it Libra? I think it was Libra. Text me. Text me. I got distracted for a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, Corona. So I talked about this back when it first became a pandemic, and I haven't really felt the need to talk about it much further, to be honest with you. There's a reason I haven't. I know a lot of us in the community have been dealing with it fairly fine and fairly okay. Daisy, thank you for the $5. Jumped about snake skin 2 nights ago. Change and transformation. That's rebirth right there. That totally made me think of Scorpio for a minute. I don't know if you have Scorpio placements. That made me think of Scorpio. Where was I? A lot of people in the community, I think, have been doing fine with it. I think that a lot of us have come to a place of just accepting and understanding and taking care of ourselves and trying to go about the things that we need to do for ourselves. A lot of the public are not there, right? And it's interesting because most of the people in my life, like 98% of the people in my life are magic people or people who have abilities or light workers. And like I said, doing really good, like doing really good in this time versus the other public. And so I don't stay up to date a lot on coronavirus. I don't feel a need to. Every once in a while I'll check the numbers because the math nerd in me can't help myself. And I haven't checked the numbers in a while. But yeah, people are in a state of fear, a state of panic. The coronavirus is real. Sorry, I know I've been getting super chats, but I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to like stay on this topic and then I'll get back to it. I keep getting distracted. I'm so sorry, guys. That's weird. I'm getting distracted. It's hard for me to talk about this. Okay, coronavirus is real. It is a real thing. It's a very real thing. Here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. The parasites within our society, global governments, are trying to use this time to reset the economy. That's one part of it. They're using it. It's a real thing. They're just using it to that advantage. Galactically speaking, cosmically speaking, spiritually speaking, it's creating a space for people to have awakenings, for the collective to go through their dark night of the soul, to go through their ascension process, okay? Where a lot of us have already gone through it. So there's kind of a lot of layers to this that's going on here. Astrologically speaking, it was going to happen. Parasites are using it as a window for their own plan, not realizing what other shit's going to go on because of the way that they're handling this. Spiritually, it's allowing people to have the space to deal with their shit, to wake up, to have a reset. All in all, it is a reset process that's happening. Some of us are dealing with it better than others. That's what I think about the coronavirus. People will continue to die just like they die from other things. Not to sound so crude about it. It's funny what people get criticized for. I got criticized for being too, like, what was the word? Like, I forgot how they even phrased it. For not being considerate of the dead. Like, okay, guys, I'm sorry. People die all the time. And again, not to sound so crass about it. And I do, like, my heart goes out to people who have lost people because of coronavirus. My heart does go out to you. But people die all the time. I'm not afraid of death. Death is something to be celebrated, to be honest, in my opinion. Death is something to be celebrated. We get to go home when we die. We don't have to be here. We don't have to be here anymore when we die. We get to literally go home where things are good and kosher and just, cozy. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not. Sorry. I don't think of death as a terrible thing. I think of it as a very natural thing. And they get to go to their next level. They get to go and not have to be here anymore, is what I think about death. Anyway, sorry. I guess I'm still a little bothered by it. I shouldn't let it bother me. I'm just a little soul triggered by it because honestly, that's just what death is. And it's our society that makes death this weird, horrible thing. Oh, on that note, sorry, I'm so distracted right now. Very ADD. There is a YouTuber that I am so in love with, and I'm gonna share some of her videos on my channel. And she's a mortician. Can you tell I'm a Scorpio? She's a mortician, but I love her videos. And she's just such a sweet person, and she's very educated, very intelligent person. I love her to death. But she's been talking about this coronavirus a lot, and in the death industry, and how people are just how people have been so programmed to look at death like a really horrible, disgusting thing, and to look at corpses like there are these things that should be demonized, right? Which is so true, and it just shouldn't be. It's it's one of the most natural things in this world. Anyway, I'm off that soapbox. Sorry. I'm off the soapbox. My bad. All right, so let's go up to these super chats that I missed. My bad. Okay, hold on. Daisy, thank you for the $5. Oh no, I did see that one. Connell's Design, thank you for the $20. Is there spirit race of wolves? It's interesting you say that. I've always wondered. I haven't come across that in my research or any downloads, but I have always wondered about that because there's something about that that's always kind of resonated with me. So there could be. I don't know. There could be. I know that there are a race of what people would refer to as dogs. So I'm like, well, if that's the case, how come there couldn't be wolves, right? Let's see. Hey, Brooke. Oh my God, Libra was my favorite reading this batch. LOL. And what's up, everybody? Good to be here with you all. I think I saw Danny in here too. Hold on. Catching up. Yeah. Hey, there's Danny. Good morning. Ronan does not offer personal readings. Thank you. Thank you, Brooke, for telling them. Yeah, I don't do personal readings, guys. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Trying so hard to catch up. Kay, thank you for the 99 cents. I don't know why your message retracted, but thank you for the 99 cents. Okay, I'm back. I'm updated. I'm all the way at the bottom. How would you speak to someone who isn't awake about death in their family? Oh shit, hold on. Brink of Faith, thank you for the 9.99. I love those little emojis, they crack me up. Who are not awake about death in their family. Honestly, if people are not privy to the reality of something, or they don't want to see something outside of the programming, you can't really do anything about it, right? You can't force them to see because they can't see. You can't force them to see what they can't see, right? It's like trying to take someone who has like really shitty vision and like telling them to look like 50 miles ahead. Can't you see that? 50 miles down the road, can't you see that? Why can't you see that, right? It's kind of like that. So I would just try to be understanding in the fact that they don't understand. I know it sucks. I know. Try Lacey is free. Yes, definitely. Lacey, hit her up. Her website should be up. I need to post that on my channel. And I'm pretty sure Brooke and Danny do readings, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember if you guys still do readings or not. It's hard for me to keep up with everybody. But yeah, if they're not awake to something, you can't expect them to talk about it like they are. And you just need to respect the fact that they can't do that. You know, I know it sucks. I know it's hard. I know it's painful. And to just be patient and to just, you know, whatever they want to say that's not like resonating with you, or maybe that's really low vibrational, you just don't engage with it. You just let them talk and you just don't engage. Let's see. Latoya, thank you for the $5. What are the beings that move you while you're asleep or hold you down and smother you with their hot breath? Hate, this is so annoying, making me angry. It sounds like you're having sleep paralysis episodes. And those can be different kinds of entities, beings. It can even be energies of other people. It doesn't have to be some kind of grand galactic being that's doing that to you. There's all kinds of entities and energies that are capable of doing that. But it sounds like you're having sleep paralysis episodes. I know it's like a weird, like double-edged sword, but like when you're having episodes, one thing that can really help is getting rest, which I know is hard because to get rest, you have to sleep. So I know it's like, how do I do that? Right? So I know that that's hard and that's part of it. I've also noticed certain positions actually help me, like when I'm having sleep paralysis episodes, from preventing me from having them. If you sleep on your stomach, which I know is like probably not the greatest thing to do, but if you sleep on your stomach, you're not going to be so energetically open. So you're not going to have as many episodes and that won't happen to you as much. Also, making sure that you're really centered and grounded and aligned in your energy is also really important with that. And of course, asking your guides for help is also really key to that as well. So I would try those things if you're having sleep paralysis episodes that are really horrible like that. And I know exactly how you feel. I've had them, including the thing that you just talked about, like the smothering and the hot breath and like grunting and stuff like that. I've experienced that a lot. But try those things. Black Butterfly, thank you for the $9.99. The Patreon reading for Scorpio for May is mind-blowing. I appreciate you. How do you recommend repurposing anger, creative outlets, and working out? That's what I recommend. Take up like kickboxing at home if you can. Go for walks often. Find a lot of creative outlets for that Mars energy. Like if you watch a Scorpio reading, I assume it's because you have Scorpio placements. I would do that. I would make sure that is a point to do every single day. Kay Combs, thank you for the $1.99. Aqua Libra Leo, how to stop spiritual attacks. Oh, that's a big question. Okay, hold on. I'm putting a pin in that. Yes, we do. Check out the description under our videos for options and pricing. Hold on, make sure I'm at the bottom. Okay. Attacks. What I'm going to say is not a popular opinion. It's just my opinion. You don't have to take anything I say as fact. This is just a channel where I like to share what I know and what my truth is. So with spiritual attacks, I find that spiritual attacks happen when you're open and receptive to whatever's attacking you, okay? So what does that mean? If it's someone else who's attacking you, like someone you know is attacking you psychically, energetically, there has been an established channel that is connecting the two of you. Whether you trusted them at some point, and that is where your open channel is, excuse me, or because you've been attacked already because there was some kind of open channel that now you're aware of it. And sometimes that's where people can get stuck in these attacks, where you've been attacked and you're aware. So then you're kind of falling into like, I'm getting attacked, I'm getting attacked, I'm getting attacked. The more you focus on the fact that you're getting attacked, and believing that it can hurt you, which I know it can become very real. I know can become very real. And the further you enable that belief in that, the more you're going to get attacked and the harder it is to get out of. Understand, like, how do I say this? Being receptive to the idea that you can even be attacked allows attacks to happen. Having trust in people and open channels and connections to people allow their energy to do whatever, to do things to you, to influence you, to attack you, if it even comes to that. I have had spiritual attacks. And in times that they've happened because I trusted people, and that created open channels for them to do certain things to me. And once I recognized where it was coming from, I shut that shit down very quickly, right? If you have that understanding that you are protected and that you can't be hurt and that you're very powerful, the spiritual attacks won't be happening. And again, also about being careful and trusting people. I'm not saying don't trust anybody. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Just be careful in who you trust. Be careful in who you allow access to your energy. Because you can have relationships with people without them having access to your energy, right? Those are very key components in getting spiritually attacked. And some people, I think, resist that idea of, oh, I'm getting attacked because I'm allowing it. Like, some people, I think, get offended by that idea, and then they end up having more attacks. So something to realize there. Let's see. Empress of Duality. Also, I learned that tapping into guilt and shame and lower emotions opens access to. Absolutely, because you're having access to those lower frequencies where most people who would even attack you reside, right? People who are like really, really high frequency are not likely to attack you versus like people who are of lower frequency, right? People who are really high frequency, why would they have a reason to attack you? They probably wouldn't, right? Let's see. I made it here. Yay. Shut that shit down. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. High vibe, like vibe high, and it helps. Yes, it absolutely helps. Oh my God, I've been on here for like almost an hour and a half. I probably should go soon. I probably should go and do the counterpart reading. What crystals do you suggest wearing and why? Oh, that is a very personal decision, and that changes depending on what you're going through. So like there are stones that are associated with different signs if you affiliate yourself with that. Like for example, I do wear stones that are good for Scorpios and for Cancers, because those signs really resonate with me. It's interesting. I really resonate with Capricorn too, because I'm a Capricorn stellium, but I actually don't wear a lot of stones that would be related to Capricorns. But that's also why I do the crystal readings, and you can tell every month it is very different, like for each sign that I'm doing them for. Depending on what you're going through, there's so many different crystals that can help with so many different things. And even then, a lot of different crystals help with the same thing. It's a personal preference in what crystals you wear. And even if like you want crystals, but you're not sure what kind or what have you, I would just start browsing. There's not a whole lot of browsing in stores going on right now, but if you have a crystal book, or you can get a crystal book from Amazon, like literally the Crystal Bible, they also have a second edition, I believe, Crystal Bible 2, and flip through it. And whatever screams at you is calling to you for a reason. Even like, and I've noticed that too, like I've been into crystals for a while, and if I go to a store and a crystal pulls me and I've never noticed it before, even if it's the same store I've been to like time after time after time, it's calling me for a certain reason. Whatever you notice and whatever you resonate with, that's just what you need in that moment. Let's see. Why am I sleeping so much? And thank you for doing sign check-ins. Much appreciated. Sleep is good. Sleep is restorative, man. Like sleep is a beautiful thing. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I'm hoping I can get another good night of sleep tonight. I honestly hadn't slept for like 3 or 4 days, like straight. And so like last night was good. That was fairly peaceful. Hoping I can get that again tonight. But yeah, if you're sleeping a lot, it's probably because you need it. Honestly, if you're sleeping a lot, you need it. You need that restorative energy. Let's see. Yes, we love the sign check-ins. I'm glad you guys like them. I'll probably keep them around. They're not going to be on a schedule. I'm going to say that right now. They're not going to be on a schedule. It's going to be when it feels right. So it might be once a month. It might be twice a month. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll continue to do them. I will continue to do them. Hi, WaterBaby Tarot. Any advice for someone wanting to start their own Lightworker YouTube channel? Any advice? I would just start. Honestly, because every light worker does different things. Like some people do tarot readings, some people do channelings, some people are into like meditation, sound bathing. It all depends on what you want to do, like what your little niche would be. But I would just start. I would also just try to make sure you have the basics up. Like make sure you have an email, make sure that you have a website of some kind or some kind of social media. I would suggest Instagram. Facebook's popular, but me personally, I don't like Facebook, but if you like it, do it. Yeah, start with those basics. Start with those basics and be patient. Don't get hung up on people's comments. Don't get hung up on what people telling you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, because whatever you want to do is whatever the hell you want to do. Yeah, that's my advice. That's my advice. Okay, I know I missed a big super chat here. Don D, thank you for the $50. That's incredibly generous of you, by the way. How do I ask one question? Oh, when are things going to start going my way and the outcome of and the outcome of this divorce? I've had the most horrific year ever. Anything that stands out will help. Even if I didn't relate to my question, thank you. Well, Don, I actually don't accept personal questions like that, like in that way. I do appreciate your very incredibly generous super chat. And as far as any advice that I would give you for what's been going on, first of all, I apologize for that you're going through such a tumultuous time. I know like a lot of that is like really heavy, especially if I can even just feel it in your message there. Try to take one day at a time as things go and to not get hung up on outcomes or to attach to outcomes or how things are going to turn out. Things are going to turn out the way they're supposed to. And no matter what, you're going to be okay. You're going to find your footing. You're going to find your landing. And to have patience and being very gentle with yourself. Because I do feel like whatever you're going through right now, especially with your divorce, that you might be feeling very beat up right now. You might be feeling very beat up energetically, emotionally. And it's important to take time to take care of yourself in that way, as far as your emotions and your energy is concerned. And no matter what happens, you will be okay. You will be okay. Let's see. I heart my haters. It's a cool username. Thank you for the $9.99. Something woke up, husband in the middle of the night and saw a black fog. Oh shit, hovering over me and then moved towards our window in the room. Have feeling it was my shadow self. Oh god, that gave me the chills when I read that. It could be. It could be, or it could be a shadow person. I don't know why I'm more inclined to say that. More like a shadow person versus like your shadow self. I don't know if you've had any other activity going on in the house or like around him or around you. And again, it could be your shadow self. It totally could be. That can happen sometimes. Actually very similar to like a PK. Aspects of ourselves can manifest in different ways. So it could be that. It could be your shadow self. It could be a small PK manifestation that's coming from your shadow self, or it could be an actual shadow person. Either way, I don't feel super good about it. I don't feel super awesome about it, and I hope that you guys are okay. And if there are any like unspoken resentments or issues there on your end or his end, I'd suggest really talking about it, like really sitting down and talking about it. Because if it is in the PK realm, it'll clear anything like that up really quickly. Over 900 in the chat, drop a like and show some motherfucking love, guys. Exit the chat and then hop back in. Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that. Let's see. Thank you for the £2, even though your message was retracted. Diana, thank you for the $5. I've been drawn to painting trees and single eye. What could this mean? The single eye just makes me think of the third eye. Is what that makes me think of. That's what that makes me think of. Trees are all about stability. Trees about stability and family. Also, not to mention the tree of life. That also makes me think of like ascension. Actually, there's a card. Hold on a second. Oh, it's right on top, right? Where you have like the steps, like the 1 through 9 from numerology. That's what that makes me think of. Yeah, if you guys are like getting visions and stuff, I suggest you like write them down, draw them out. What's PK? If we're repeating topics like this, I probably should go. I have been on for a long time. I talked about this in the beginning. PK manifestation. That's basically if you have abilities or your energy is really strong and powerful. If you're like not dealing with something right, or if you're having a lot of like ups and downs in your emotion or your energy, This can also, I think, happen when you're going through an ascension. You can actually, like, aspects of yourself and aspects of those emotions can externally be pushed out and start to like create poltergeist activity or start to create little entities onto their own, like miss seeing energy, like, you know, black miss, kind of like how our I sorry, I forgot your username. Hold on a second. Let me go back. It's hard on the phone. This is like few messages at a time. Like I Heart My Haters was talking about, that can even be evidence of a PK. But that's what that is. Like things being thrown, things moving. All of a sudden, there's like shadows, miss entities that like maybe weren't there before. And usually they don't have an identity. Like for those of you who are a medium, or like if you're wondering if you're a medium and you're picking up on stuff, if you pick up on energy like that, but like you know stuff's like moving around or people are experiencing things, but it's like faceless, like there's no identity to it, that's typically a PK. Like a spirit is very clear. Who they are, what they're like, what they want, and they usually would want to talk to you. A PK doesn't talk because it's not a spirit. It's like an aspect of someone else's emotion that's doing shit. But anyway, guys, I should probably go. It's been an hour and a half. I should probably go. And like I said, I gotta go do the counterpart reading anyway for all the shifting that's been going on there. Allie and Allie just made it in just as I'm leaving. Finally here, kinda gotta have to watch it after. I know, and it's going on for so long. I'm like, shoot, I should go in case anyone wants to watch this after. We talked about a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Let's see. Whenever I have truly prophetic dreams that people, hold on, the people in my dreams are faceless. That's how I know the difference. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, WaterBaby. Love you. Oh, I love you too, guys. And thank you guys so much for the generous super chats. You guys are really, really generous today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for my moderators for coming out. Everyone, again, say hi to Allie, Brooke, and Danny. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I hope you guys are doing good. And I'm going to go get to work. And I'll see you guys soon, okay? Have a good day. Namaste.